OMM.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Matthew Hammerschmidt, and this is the Morning Jam, live every day in OMM. Let's start off talking about COVID. A study from the Lowy Institute rated Brazil as the worst country combating the COVID-19 pandemic, losing to Mexico and the United States. Meanwhile, the deaths in land are rising to 4,000 per day. According to specialists, the low grade is a result of several federal mismanagements. Furthermore, they also say the unstoppable spread of the new Brazilian variant has intensified the pandemic comeback. Today we brought the OMM health journalist Charles Montague to talk with our guest, the director of the Lowy Institute and director of the COVID Performance Statistics, Hervé Lemariu.
Good morning, Matthew. Good morning, Hervé. Thank you very much for your presence. To start off, I would like to ask you, what were the factors involved in the COVID performance rate?
Hello, I'm grateful for the invitation. First of all, our analysis designed the ranking based on COVID-19 cases, deaths, and confirmed tests. In the means to make this data useful and proper for a comparison, we transformed the statistic to a per million scale, making a list that gives us a clear, scientifically proven hint to the situation of the pandemic in other countries.
Wow, that's quite some research. I assume that there are some countries that could be rated. Is that right?
In fact, we couldn't rank some countries due to the lack of information about the pandemic.
Coming back to our red line, why do you think Brazil has been rated as the worst country to fight against the pandemic in the list?
Well, there are several elements that compose the Brazilian failure in the COVID-19 response. I would list the three top of them: the indifference and mismanagement of the government to achieve an effective response, the generalized misinformation in social media, the culture of distrust and irreverence towards authorities' actions. As a result, this led to a worrisome number of deaths and contaminated people.
Yes, the situation in the country is outrageous. So let's travel to Brazil to take a closer look at the sanitary disaster in one of the most important hospitals in the country. Ferdinand, can you brief us about the case?
Hi Matthew. Well, the health situation in Brazil is alarming. Everyone is facing matters of life and death while several hospitals collapse. ICU beds are 100% occupied in most of them, while the hospital queue dramatically increases day by day. Here we are in the Hospital Israelita Albert Einstein, the biggest one in the metropolis of Sao Paulo. Now we are here together with one of the heroes of this COVID battle, Mr. Dr. Memphis Falange. Please, doctor, tell us about the conditions here in the hospital.
Our medical center is one of the most COVID-19 cases in the country. We are accommodating the maximum capacity, filling every hospital bed available. Also, we have up to 100 people in the queue for Medicare. It is a desperate situation. We are waiting for the interference of the state government's decision for support towards the abnormal increase of COVID cases.
Indeed, it is desperate.
Thank you for that insight, doctor. We send all of our hopes to you. The conditions are terrible in the country and we hope the hardship can get better. So, coming back to the conversation with Hervé, please, Charles, ask the last question.
Yes, many list the Brazilian COVID variant as one of the reasons for the high tax of cases. Can you explain what it is and how it can be dangerous?
Scientists understand that the variant is a mutation of the original virus in Brazil named after P1. Theories suggest it can raise lethality and the infection rate. Thankfully, most of the vaccines appear to be effective against it, but indeed is the main reason why deaths in Brazil are increasing.
Thank you very much, Hervé.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you very much for your presence, Mr. Hervé. OMM News Group sympathizes with all the victims of COVID-19. We hope all of you are safe and healthy. Expecting the mass vaccination, our staff deeply wishes for a quick return to normality. Moving on January 8th, multiple social media platforms permanently banned the former President Donald Trump, claiming he irresponsibly violated the terms of use. The platforms claimed the further risk of violence incitement led the administration to ban Trump. Recapping, the former president was accused of promoting the U.S. Congress invasion on January 8th. Moments before, he spoke to the manifestants in a rally, declaring, quote, "We are going to the capital." Despite the fact he did not follow the manifestants to the capital, the digital platforms decided to cancel his account. The Washington riot took his 90 million followers on Twitter, plus from any other social media. Although many agree it was the right decision, the deliberation rose up the debate about freedom of speech. To explain better the philosophical and legal background, we brought here the Harvard Law School teacher, Joseph Uri. Good morning, doctor. I would like to start off asking you if you believe this decision went against the framework of social media.
The social media frameworks exist to allow the public to become aware of politicians, world leaders, celebrities, and more. Most of the platforms sustain the cornerstone of an open and free dissemination of ideas. Nevertheless, the accounts are never above the social media terms. Consequently, it is their decision to ban or not a user, based on the interpretation of the rules.
I understand. Now, legally speaking, did Trump commit a crime?
Firstly, unless the violence incitement did not extrapolate the defining criteria, it is not considered a crime when interpreted under our First Amendment. For it to be a crime, it has likely to result in violence. The slight difference between an intentional and a harmful incitement between a legal statement generates a strong juridical effusion. That is why it is so complex to judge whether Trump practices or not a crime.
I see. If it was up to you, would you ban Donald Trump?
It is clear the banishment had much to do with political ideologies, and it was quite over-problematized by the press. Therefore, he should have been penalized, not with a permanent deactivation of his account, but with a lucid and incisive temporary shutdown. However, I do think Trump violated the terms of social media.
Thank you very much, Joseph.
Thank you.
To finish our morning, let's brighten our day with the weather forecast. Hello, Pietra. I'm feeling we are having a great weather today here in the Northeast. Tell us about what's happening in the country.
Good morning, audience. Good morning, Matthew. Welcome to our weather forecast with Pietra Perez, your meteorologist day by day. Well, Matthew, it is true. Here in the north, it's the best weather today, with sun all day and temperatures around 22 degrees. This is a good day to get your kids and go play in the park. In contrast, here in the south, the weather is dry but cloudy, with 5% of chance of raining. The temperature will be between 10 degrees and 21 degrees. In the west and middle, the temperature will be around 17 degrees with a 60% of rain. So don't leave your home without an umbrella. So that's your weather forecast. Thanks for watching. I'm Pietra Perez, signing off.
Thank you for watching the Morning Jam in OMM. Don't forget to stay tuned. We are live all day long. My name is Matthew Hammerschmidt. Goodbye.